Hello, hello, hello. We're going to do a shadow reading for your divine masculine today. Find out what the root cause is. What's bubbling beneath the surface causing your divine masculine to act and behave the way that they are? What is causing them to do what they do? You know, it always seems like a mystery to us. But that's only because we're kind of like on the outside looking in, right? To them, what they're doing makes perfect sense. And it has all this rhyme and reason because they know what the motivating factors are that are not being talked about and discussed as to why they're doing what they're doing. So we're going to take a look and see if the cards can at least shed a little bit of insight into that for us divine feminines over here that are always waiting and watching for some type of understanding, right? I mean, seriously, is there a bigger mystery in your life up until now than the divine masculine? You know, it's by design that the divine masculine acts and behaves that way. There is a 3D like underlying root cause, which is going to be different for each and every one of you. And I'm sure that's going to give you a little bit of, you know, immediate solace in the moment of having some insight right now when you're watching this tarot reading. But let me explain this. Like, each one of them is going to have a different story or reason, right? A 3D reason for what they're doing. But they all kind of do the same thing, right? It may have different patterns of how it shows up for each one of us. It's a little bit different because our journeys are all so unique. But the divine masculine always somehow either ghosts or runs, backs off, you know, and becomes really like weird and elusive for each and every one of us. And so even though their 3D reasons might change, and they have 3D reasons, or at least be unique for each one of you, the real root cause of it is because they're meant to do that, because it causes our awakening, right? But that's not what this tarot reading is about. We already know. I've already explained that 100 times, and I think you guys get it, that they do this so that you'll wake up. But we want to know when we're watching these tarot readings what their reasons are, right? Because they don't know that you're going through an awakening. Even if you told them, they're not going to get it. And you know, they don't know that all this stuff is like happening because you're the divine feminine. So they don't know. They don't have this kind of experience the same way that you do. And so we're like always like, well, what is their 3D reason? Why are they doing what they're doing? And we're going to look at their 3D reason until we really grasp that the deepest root cause and reason is because it's a spiritual thing. Your connection with your divine masculine is a spiritual thing, for sure. It has to do with the heart, but not in the traditional romantic love sense that you think. It has to do with the awakening, and the key to the awakening being your heart. The key to the kingdom, right there. All right, let's get you guys a numerology number for the day. 3 and 4. 43, 34, and 7. And let's look at the bottom of the deck here. We have a Knight of Coins. So with Knight of Coins at the bottom of the deck, we're going to have an overall energy today of there's going to be some stuff showing up in your divine masculine's world that has to do with like finances and kind of like their patience and hard work is paying off. That's the sense that I get from this. Like whatever it is that they've been working toward, at least on a financial level, their patience and hard work is paying off. They're either seeing and reaping some of the benefits and rewards of that right now, or they're on the precipice of it. And they're going to start seeing, you know, some real solid, you know, stability in that area, which is going to be very important for your divine masculine. Your divine masculine has a little bit of energy right now of wanting, they really would like to have a romantic relationship, something built on a strong foundation. Now, if your divine masculine has a karmic person in their life, that is what they have been seeking and working toward with that karmic person prior to meeting you. If they have ghosted you, or if they've kind of pulled away from you, and they've got a karmic person, it's only because they are feeling a little bit of fear or pressure, in the sense of, oh my gosh, I don't want everything that I've been working hard to build and create to come undone. They feel like they don't want to be distracted from, I guess, what their original plans or goals were. But if your divine masculine was so happy in that relationship, and they were feeling super fulfilled, and it was the right relationship for them, then they wouldn't have met you. I don't believe in chance, and I don't believe in coincidences. Everything happens in our life for a reason, and it's to show us something. It's because something inside of us attracted that in, and you and your divine masculine attracted each other at this point in time for a reason. And so there's something there to show you and your divine masculine that where you're at right now isn't rooted in authenticity, and that maybe a change of course or a change of direction needs to take place. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean that they should dump the karmic and like run off into the sunset with you, right? Because if that was what was meant to happen, then that would have already happened. It's something deeper than that. You meeting your other self, or the other person, you know, your mirror, right? Your twin flame, happens because it's time for you to start going through your ascension. It's time for you to wake up from the illusion. And so that's where true reward comes from. Like when the soul goes through the self-actualization process, self-realization, self-actualization, true authenticity, bringing something from the divine into the material world of form. Now, all of it leads up to that. It's all meant to happen along the way. Nothing goes in ways it's not supposed to, even if from a 3D perspective we see it that way. But your divine masculine is kind of holding on tightly to something. Again, it could be a karmic person, or it could just be an ideal in their mind. It could be an old relationship that they haven't let go of yet. There's different ways that can manifest, not necessarily a current karmic partner, but likely there's someone that they have been attached to with a particular ideal that they don't want to sabotage. And so they're a little bit confused by their encounter with you, because it's jolting them into realizing that there's maybe some things that they didn't see or haven't factored into their life plan yet. And it's happening for a reason, okay? It's not by chance. Now, your divine masculine also has Ace of Cups. And so this is, again, showing me an energy of your divine masculine really wanting a solid relationship and family unit that they can build. I mean, this is their core reasons for why they do what they're doing. That's what we're looking at in a shadow reading. That doesn't mean it's manifested in their life yet, but it's why they're doing what they're doing. And this, like, we can have core motivations that we don't even realize we can't even articulate them. We don't even realize why we're doing some of the things that we're doing. And shadow work helps us dig deep to figure out like what the root cause of things are. But not everybody is in a place of doing shadow work. They don't have that introspection going on. They're just living life and kind of going about things in a robotic sense. So your divine masculine is not necessarily understanding that this is where it's coming from, but I'm sure at least on some level, they have a sense of it. If they're already in a, like, it just depends on where they're at in their life. If they're already in a relationship with someone, you know, they could already have a family that they have been working hard to have built and are like terrified of something changing it. They're terrified of, you know, maybe breaking up that family unit. That would be a really difficult thing to have to face for anyone. And if you're facing that divine feminine, I'm sure you understand completely how difficult of a decision that would be. So needing and wanting a strong family, a feeling of family, like a closeness, a loyalty, a bond, those are all incredibly admirable values to have. But there's some interference stuff that's going on that's making them question how that's supposed to look. They want it. They've been working toward it. If they're single and if they've not like found the right person yet, at least from their perspective to start that with, that could also be like what's going on. Like maybe they have some really high ideal of what they think a person should be and act and think and how they should feel. Or maybe they think that they need to be a certain place before they're even going to be ready for a relationship. And so they feel like, oh, I've got to do this and I've got to do this and I have to have all these particular landmarks in place before I can even open the door to a relationship. You know, those are the underlying reasons because they want to set themselves up for success. So you can see how that card can play out in different 3D scenarios differently. But family and a strong bond, a good foundation seems to be kind of the theme of what's going on. Now, the overall, where this is taking us, is that what they've been working for is going to pay off for them financially. And probably in areas of love and commitment and things like that as well. This card can bleed out, and it's not only finances that it can be alluding toward. It can be other areas of life as well. So we have the Hanged Man also. Everything came out in the upright in this deck. I'm really surprised, actually. So we have the Hanged Man, where there's some self-sacrifice that needs to happen, a different perspective that needs to happen for your divine masculine. But what I'm suspecting is that with this card popping up in the sequence that it has, is that that's exactly what's scaring your divine masculine. Is that maybe they didn't actually have it all figured out. Maybe some of the steps that they've said are absolutes are happening in a different order than they planned, or maybe they're having to skip some of them altogether. You know, maybe the way that maybe the family life that they thought that they had built is, you know, changing and showing up differently than it did before. Maybe the encounter with you is really causing them to question, you know, the direction in life that they've been going and whether or not they're really truly happy with the plans that they've made. But either way, this card is showing that there is something that they are like looking at and weighing out and realizing that needs attention, so that they can, you know, find direction. So they're not in a place of knowing. They thought they were in a place of knowing 100%. Now they're realizing that maybe they don't know what they thought they knew. We also have Ace of Spears showing up for your divine masculine. So an Ace of Spears is Ace of Swords in this deck. They're going to find that mental clarity. It's just going to take a little bit of time. You could kind of look at this as like the wheel of samsara, right? This is like the karmic wheel that they're on right now. And like the series of progressive lessons that they're learning along the way. And, you know, once we resolve something, We no longer have the karma of it anymore, because it's, karma is lessons that need to be learned, right? And sometimes the labyrinth of those lessons can feel like they can take an eternity to, play out. But in the divine timing and the design of all of this, it always comes around full circle. We always figure it out, right? Because that's what this universe is here to do, is to lovingly teach us through our experiences. And so they are going to figure out what they need. They're going to get the clarity that they're looking for. All of these life lessons along the way are going to lead them to a certain point where, like, you look at this is an interesting card, because any of you that are familiar with the Caduceus know that the Caduceus has the two snakes winding up, and then reaching enlightenment up here at the crown, right? And it's really your chakra system. It's your inner energy. You've got the masculine and feminine energies. But right here, it's just one snake. So something is unfolding in your divine masculine. It's either their masculine or their feminine, whichever was imbalanced within them, not between the two of you necessarily, but within them, is going to kind of come into the light, It's going to come out of the darkness and into the light. So the shadows will be revealed, you could say. Now we have Two of Cups. So again, we are here at romantic, marriage, love, having a solid foundation, a solid relationship, one where they feel that they can be themselves, one where they feel they can just relax and be at ease. It's not full of anxiety and fear and abandonment issues and trauma. It's one that's built on love and trust. Two of Cups is kind of almost like a twin flamey type card, because here you got the cups. They're intertwined. You got the light right here in the middle. It's kind of interesting that they almost put this within the triangle, and this is the eternity symbol. If you go look at my merch, I created a symbol that is the twin flame symbol, and it's got the triangle, and it's got the infinity underneath. You got the two here, which is the symbol of the two twins, and then the twin flame, right? So it's kind of interesting that this card showed up right here. This shows me that there really is something that is going to come into the light. Like, this is really karma stuff here, but this seems to be leading back into the twin flame awakening and connection with you. There's something that is going to be revealed to them along the way in the near future that helps them to be able to resolve some of the things in their mind that have complicated this relationship on a 3D level from their perspective. So right here, I am until the end of my days. There's a bunch of things in here, but from this day until the end of my days. It's pretty cool. It's a cool card. I like the symbolism of it. All right, now we have the World. Okay, this is pretty cool that this is coming up right here for you guys, because this is about completion, learning a lesson, and then being able to move into like that next level, a higher level. You've gone through the shadow work. You've gotten the clarity that you need. You've lived and learned life's lessons, and you've elevated yourself and connected the way that you're supposed to. And it shows the four corners of the world, right? This is about balance and achieving that, like the inner knowing. And then you step into your power. This is like self-realization, self-actualization. It doesn't surprise me that it's showing up this way. So as your divine masculine moves through some of these like root issues that they have that have kind of kept them in a place of feeling bound or oppressed by life. They're going to gain the clarity that they have been looking for and seeking. And it's because of this twin flame connection that they have with you that these revelations are even taking place. How it happens for your divine masculine might be different than how it happens for you, but it's still happening for them. And so really, to me, like what this shows me is that the root cause of how they do things and why they're doing things is going to kind of morph, shift, and change into a place of it's no longer in the shadows. It's now coming into the light, and they're going to know what it is that they want. So they're going to be able to take the root cause of what they really want, put action toward it, and then be able to manifest that in the world. And I think that's pretty amazing, you guys. So your divine masculine is on their very own journey right now. And so I'm going to look at this oracle card here, which is the soul's journey. I just think that that seems appropriate for kind of what we're talking about right now, because you and your divine masculine at the root core cause of all of this are the same soul, right? You guys are the same soul. And you are connected in that way. That's where you guys are already unified. And so this is the soul's journey. There is a mirroring, of course, between you and your divine masculine, but it's not always as it seems, okay? It's not, sometimes when we say like, oh, there's a mirroring, we think that everything that they have, that the divine masculine is, blah, 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 everything that divine masculine is doing is like a reflection of us. And that's not necessarily true, but there is some mirroring going on because of the fact that you guys are the same soul. You guys are connected at that level. And so you are showing each other what your perceptions are, okay? They're showing you like as if they're a green screen mirroring back to you something, what your perceptions are. So you have to look at not what your divine masculine's doing, but more of your perception of what they're doing. And then they have to do the same thing. So that's the way that you guys are like a mirror for each other, is to see kind of where you're at in your journey, you know? And what's going on. All right, I'm going to give this one more quick little shuffle, and then we'll pull the card out. And if you guys haven't already, please like and subscribe. You guys have been so incredibly amazing and supportive, and I'm super grateful for that. So if you guys would do that and help us support the channel, it really means a lot to me. Also, your comments have really meant a lot to me as well. For those of you that have reached out and asked questions or offered support, it really does mean a lot to me. And then also, we have a little flash sale going on right now. So if you would like to look in the description box below, if you've been wanting to sign up for group calls, you know, that information is in there. There's no discounts on the group calls, but they're also really inexpensive. But we do have discounts right now on personal tarot readings, one-on-ones, and merchandise as well. So if you're interested in any of the merchandise, we have a sale for that. And then also the one-on-ones and the personal tarot readings. So let me know if you're interested in any of that. I can help you with any of it. Also, you can find all the links and stuff down below. So our card today is growth. I want to expand my consciousness and my awareness. So we have growth. Let me see, where is it? There it is. Okay. I want to expand my consciousness and my awareness. You are constantly being presented with situations that enable you to develop your inner wisdom and assist you in advancing to higher levels of understanding. The lesson is to be aware of these events and recognize them for what they are. To live a mindful life is not only about respecting and honoring those around you, it is also about respecting and honoring. It is also about recognizing every person and circumstance on your path as a teacher. Ah, that's awesome. Okay, I'll tell you something about that in a second. The constant chatter and diversions of life on earth can distract you from the signposts that Spirit has left on your path. Take the time to be aware of the bountiful wisdom that has been laid before you. Acknowledge these gifts and take them to heart as you continue your sojourn in this physical dimension. Don't look for the opportunities that you think you need. Instead, be receptive to the opportunities that are given. Why? Because Source knows exactly what you need. And the universe is going to give you what you need so that you can create what you want. Now, one of the things that I learned fairly early on in my journey was just what they were talking about, is that everyone on our path is our teacher. And the way that I actually learned that was by becoming a teacher. So I started teaching twin flames and, sharing knowledge. And then very quickly and very early on, I realized that every student that came to me was my teacher. I was labeled the teacher and they were labeled the student, and they were coming to me, and I definitely was being a teacher to them. But what I realized is that we were both teachers and students simultaneously. And that also helped me realize that duality is just that. It's a spectrum. It's not this or that. What appears to be this or that is actually just a polarization of one thing. When we come together and we work together, just like we are right now, I'm sharing something and exchanging something with you, and you guys turn around and you share and exchange something with me. And that can be on many different levels. But each and every one of you are my teacher. And then with what I learn from the community and the collective of all of us twin flames, I can turn around and share with others. And so it's a symbiotic thing. We're all helping each other. The knowledge and the expansion that I have been so graciously given has not only come from synchronicities and divine revelation, which it has, undoubtedly, but it's also come from Source speaking through all of us to each other and our interactions with each other. So that's a wonderful reminder and life lesson for all of us. So thanks, you guys, for jumping in. I really look forward to next time, and take care.